Number 7, sexual education. And that's something we talked about with the boundaries and with, being able to have that open communication. Our society, y'all, is sex filled. So I know you feel like, oh, why do I have, they're just babies. Why do I have to introduce them to that type of content so early? Because they want the transgenders to read to your children in kindergarten and preschool and all these different places. Our children are exposed to a lot of sexual identity confusion. So the conversation around sexual identity also leads into God's plan for sex and sexual identity, according to the book of Genesis. There is a loving way you can teach your child, or you can leave it to the streets and you can leave it to the explorers and the experimenters and the abusers. Because as Miles Monroe has stated, when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. It's inevitable. When you don't know what something is for, you don't know what it's not for. So you want to be clear in the most appropriate way. You don't have to be explicit with details, but you have to let them know in your own choosing, about sexuality and babies, and just in a format that they can, that's palatable, that they can digest. It doesn't have to be rated R, but it is beautiful and it is a gift of God. And it only becomes diluted and perverted when the world takes it and when people are not using it the way God designed it. So finding an appropriate way to teach your child that and what your body is not for. Even if it's just down to your body belongs to you and God until you get married. No one's supposed to touch it. I mean, that's very simple, and as they get older, they may want to get into the whys. Where do babies come from? And that just becomes another conversation, finding books that are child appropriate to just neutralize and normalize that conversation. If you cannot have that conversation with your child and you're uncomfortable, your child is going to feel that because you regulate with your child. You co-regulate. So if you're shy and if you're scared and you think it's bad, then you are putting that energy in the atmosphere. And now your child thinks that it's bad or it's weird or it's something don't talk about, or I can't tell mommy what's going on because she gets uncomfortable when I talk about my body parts. You have to be comfortable, or daddy, you have to be so comfortable discussing it. That takes the power and the authority of sex from people who are abusing it. We get to proclaim sex as a beautiful gift from God at age appropriate stages. All right. Number 8, make it challenging. And that kind of goes with what I've been saying. Make it challenging for people to get to your child. Make it challenging for people to introduce your child to things that are inappropriate on the television. And again, that's by teaching them that they don't have a right to watch other people's bodies and other people don't have a right to watch their bodies. Don't assume that your child is just so innocent and you just send them out there and they're just so trusting and you just teach them how to just go with anyone. No, it's okay for them to not want to talk to strangers. Teach them how to identify a stranger. Teach them that. And teach them even down to, what to wear around certain people. Put clothes on your children. Don't allow your children to walk around in bathing suits for too long. They have cute cover-ups. And you're saying, oh, this is ridiculous. Why do I have to do that? Because you have people who stand afar, take pictures of children, or people within family settings, coaching settings who are visualizing your child inappropriately. Make it challenging for them. Don't give them something that they shouldn't have. Don't make it easy. Don't give away your child's purity. Don't do it. Okay. And number 9, honor the truth. Honor the truth. The truth. Honor it. So again, that goes up with number 1. Be willing to honor that someone is sharing their truth and that your child is sharing their truth, no matter how old they are. Yeah, you can have some extended conversations about the information that they're sharing, but honor it. find value in the truth. Number 10, discernment. Now, this is where, it sounds spiritual, but we all have something in our nervous system that allows us to feel safe or unsafe. It happened even pre-verbal, before we were able to, articulate what was going on because of energy. There is energy in the atmosphere that we can't deny. And some of that energy, can be felt by animals and babies. And it doesn't go away. It's just we psych ourselves out and we say, oh, I'm just being too sensitive. Oh, I'm just being a judge. And, I'm judgmental, or, oh, I'm just not being trusting. But no, you have to pay attention to what I call your spider senses. We all have spider senses. And some spider senses have been dulled because you have just believed everyone and you want to feel safe. And that's the reasoning behind that. Because you want to feel safe, you rather believe a lie that you are safe instead of accepting the truth that we're not safe and our children are not safe. So we have to trust our spider senses. And even for those of you who may have been sexually abused, you may have a really sensitive spider sense, but don't dismiss it. There's a kernel of truth to that spider sense. And you get to investigate and honor the truth of what you're feeling. Don't talk yourself out of it, and don't allow other people to talk you out of it. But you get to have discernment. How does this person make you feel? Some people are just creepy. Have you ever just met someone and you just felt like, oh, you could feel like, ugh? I have. I've met people and I can feel the sexual energy that they carry, the inappropriateness. It's almost like it's oozing out. And maybe because I've dealt with so many people, in therapy and just in life, you could just I can sense on a spiritual realm and even just with energy, the spirit of someone. And don't dismiss it because, it's so-and-so's new boyfriend. They want you to like them, or so-and-so's fiance, or, grandpa or uncle or whoever, dad even, whoever it is. If you get that spider sense that something in the water is not clean, check it out. It's worth investigating. Don't diminish your ability to discern the energy that's in the room. So many parents have said, I just felt like something was wrong or something was off, but I just thought I was overreacting, so I let it go. When it comes to your child and your child's sexual purity and safety, it's okay to overreact to an extent. I'm not saying, you have a confrontation and you yell at people, but you get to keep your child away from that person until you feel safe, until you discern safety. You see, safety is something that we all desire, and innately we know when we're actually safe. In the garden, we were safe. So we're all seeking that safety. And sometimes we seek safety without verifying, is this a safe person? Because you can't have safety with people who are not safe. Some people are not even safe for themselves, so they can't afford you the privilege of being safe. So don't dismiss your spider senses. I don't care if it's a bishop. I don't care if it's a pastor. I don't care if people are saying Huckam Ashanda. I don't care what they're doing. The proof is in the fruit. And you get to discern and you get to watch and wait. How about that? Watch and wait. When you get a discernment that someone is kind of, you don't feel good, you kind of feel like you want to cover up, and I can always tell as well, if you watch, people who watch pornography, they stare and they can't, it's almost like they gaze and you have to interrupt them because they're so busy people watching and they're so busy freely watching that they don't know the difference between pornography and real life. So just attune yourself to, and I'm not trying to inundate you with just make you sexually paranoid, but I do want you to be aware. It's just to be aware, to be prayerful and aware. It's not enough just to pray, but the Bible says watch and pray. Watch and pray, because there are predators who are watching and praying, P-R-E-Y. They're watching and they're preying on our children. So as believers, we get to watch behaviors, We get to watch how we feel about around people. And then we get to pray that the seen and unseen danger. And we don't have to release our children to these people. If it's dance class, stay there and watch. No, they can't go by themselves. Even in the doctor's office, find a physician who will allow you to go. Even in the dentist's office, sometimes they say, you're going to make the child upset. If you get a sense that you're not comfortable, find a dentist that allows you, if your child is a certain age, to be around to supervise. It is our responsibility to keep our children safe.